r/ask Reddit. What has been your biggest duck up leading up to this point in life? Losing friends because I didn't put effort into maintaining the relationship. Nobody tells you when you're a kid just how hard it is to make new friends once you're past your college years. Took a very large dose of a research chemical thinking it'd be like acid. Went clinically insane for like a year and require inpatient hospitalization. Took me 2 years after that to build my life up and have a career. But I was never totally the same. Such is life. Was it in the 2CX family? Kid with wrong person really ends your life for the most part. I'm in this position. I'm sure I can pick up the pieces, but I know it's going to take a very long time. I've effectively pissed away my youth though. Me too. And it was really hard for many years. But now my daughter is about to turn 18 and she's an absolute go-getter who is getting into a great college. I'm so happy I have her. Starting to smoke. I was a super heavy smoker. I was driving home from a charity event for American Cancer Society. I recognized the irony and I stopped at a rest stop to grab coffee. I was having a cigarette and a lady who had barely survived lung cancer came up to me in the parking lot and asked me to quit. She said, I wish someone just came up to me and asked me to quit. So that is what I am doing for you. Please quit before it's too late. And so I stopped at the drugstore and got the patch. The process is uncomfortable and it took me a year of using it to finally come off of it, but it's been 6 years since I have had a cigarette. Please quit before it's too late. Quitting a job before I had another one. Long story. Which led to my savings being drained and my credit card debt soaring through the roof. I've recovered about a year later. But my savings are basically non-existent as I spent all of my excess paying down debt. Choosing the wrong degree multiple times. A few years ago finally decided on computer science. And I ducking hate it. Only have like 8ish classes left, so I would be stupid not to finish it, but I have no desire to do anything computer science related. Once you have your degree, there are sometimes transfer agreements, accelerated programs that might be an option. So you could study something else in a shorter amount of time. Having an existential crisis leading me to drop out of college. Quit my job. Let my car get repoed. Racked up crazy debt. Trouble with the law. Trouble with alcohol. And just saying duck it by riding my bike across the country till I ran out of money and my parents had to buy me a plane ticket home before I starved. That was over a year ago and I'm still in limbo. The first part of this sounded like a movie. The last part sounded like reality. I'm glad you had someone there for you. And hope you find your muse, my friend. I tried to walk across a guardrail and ended up slipping and hitting my gooch in just the right spot that it tore my urethra. Had a catheter for about 3 months after that. Was going to buy $100 worth of Bitcoin in 2010, which at the time would have been somewhere around 1200 Bitcoin. I was fairly poor at the time, so I decided I should spend the money on bills and food instead. Looking back on it, I should have starved for a week and let some bills go to collections. You would have sold at $100. Everyone would have. No one would hold to $10,000. Being scared of what people thought. We all go through that at some point. It takes a lot of personal growth to overcome that state of mind, especially when you're in your 20s. Tried to kill myself when I was 24. Did the whole inpatient thing and therapy. Now I'm 28. Still living with my parents and struggling to win the battle with my mental health. Really frustrating. I just want to be a functional adult. I'm 27 and just got out of inpatient last month. I've been fighting for so long and I get better and then I just get so much worse again. I'm sorry. I'm sick of this shit too. We'll get there. I wanted to take 6 months off to volunteer before going to college. I was dating a girl I loved who was now a senior in high school. When she graduated, she was going to join the army. So I decided I'd take 18 months off for volunteering, hanging out with her, and working odd jobs. The semester I was going to go, my school messed up my grant paperwork and paperwork for a $750 book scholarship. Said they would not be able to fix it before the enrollment deadline, so I had to put it off another 6 months. Since I wasn't working saving up money, I started school 2 years behind my friends and peers without a cent gained, and the volunteering hasn't been much of a resume booster. On top of all this, 4 months after I started school, my girlfriend I was putting it all off for dumped me. Later found out she was cheating for the last 6 months of the relationship too. Holding on to hate and resentment about my dad has duckied up mentally. Instead of dealing with it in a healthy way, I've held on to the hate and resentment and have blamed him for everything wrong in my life. I'm in therapy now and trying to unlearn toxic behaviors. On my 16th birthday, my much older brother killed himself. My regret is that I had called him to ask him to come out with my friends and I to celebrate at a local restaurant. But on the first drink thought he probably doesn't want to hang out with a bunch of 15-16-year-olds and hung up the phone. They found his body the next morning. I will never be whole again. As someone who wants to kill himself every day with a younger brother, thanks for this comment. We've drifted apart a lot in the last few years and we have more formal interactions than we used to. We grew up inseparable and I became the golden child turned duck up who lives at home and he's in school building a great life for himself. I almost feel ashamed just taking to him, although I know he doesn't judge me, if that makes sense. He's quite honestly the reason I'm still here and breathing. We're different. I don't want the things he wants, but I look up to him. Someday I may tell him all these things, but for now he needs to just focus on himself and I on myself. Love you, stranger. I like these threads because sometimes it makes me think, you know what, all things considered, I'm pretty alright. Not taking care of my teeth. I didn't take dental health seriously for a lot of my life and now my teeth aren't in great shape, especially my 2 broken molars, and I'm going to need a lot of dental work done to correct that duck up. How old are you, if I may ask? I'm 19 and I've noticed that I have been brushing my teeth just once in the mornings for the past year or so. No aching or hurting yet, but that is probably because of my age. Not reporting sexual harassment at work and quitting on the spot on Black Friday because I was afraid to say something and now I'm jobless for the time being. Probably falling asleep while driving. I shouldn't have gone to college. I should have gone to college. Not thinking seriously about what to major in. Kids, pick the kind of major where you can go right into a decent paying job without having to go to grad school also, especially if you'll have debt from undergrad. This is my biggest criticism of the what are you going to do with your life pressure teens usually face. 17-year-old kids usually don't have a good answer for that. They often just pick something they like. My cultural anthropology degree, for example, get tens of thousands in debt and end up working bullshit jobs until they figure it out. Trying to pursue a career in professional gaming. Led to 3 years of homelessness, struggles finding work, and I lost my relationships with my friends and family. I'm now sleeping on a couch, doing temp work and rekindling things with my family. I've also somehow got a girlfriend. I guess things will be fine soon enough. When I was 13, my sister began dating a girl who was older, about 15 or 16, who did things like smoke, drink and steal. We fell into the wrong crowd and began stealing. I'm not talking about stealing a pack of gum from the corner shop. I'm talking hundreds of pounds worth of clothes, perfume, jewelry, the lot. Our mum caught us a few times. It is still my biggest regret. Only a few people know about it. To this day, I get annoyed at myself for it. I knew it was bad, but did it anyway. I don't do it anymore, but it still bothers me that I did tea in the first place. Believing I was a good judge of people. Turns out liars and cheaters don't ever come out and say that they are horrible people. Go to judge people by their actions, folks, not their intentions. Whoa, you made it to the end? You're a ducking beast. I'll cut you a deal. Smash like and subscribe for more curated content, bruh. It's free and that's a great price.